Dear students, welcome to our class on Micrometeorology of Crops, Wind 5. If you kindly try to recollect, first 5 solar radiation, okay, micrometeorology crops, second 5 on temperature. Now, this is the last one which refers to the wind. So, like that, other weather elements and a combination of solar radiation, temperature, solar radiation, wind, like that, we try to understand the micrometeorology of crops. It is my full belief that for adaptation, for mitigation, and before that, avoidance. So avoidance, adaptation, and mitigation. For climate change, micrometeorology plays an important role. This is my belief. So now in today's class, what we are going to understand are research results of wind breaks. How the wind breaks. Now the role of wind roses in selection of site for micrometeorological studies, or if a crop is there, if an orchard is there, how wind roses help us in modifying, studies of micrometeorology, because our aim is micrometeorology is our aim. So how micrometeorology provides solutions for the farmers. So finally farmers should get it. Now here, so first few minutes we are going to discuss the results of research of wind breaks. As I said, a porous wind break is always advantageous over a solid wind break. Now at least up to 15 H. What is 15 H? If this is the height, say for example 50 centimeters or 1 meter height of a wind break. So 1 meter into 15, at least up to 15 meters the effect of wind breaks are seen. Now here, why we are going for wind roses I told, and again at the end I will sum it up. Now here, first important point, please understand, there is a overwhelming evidence to support positive benefits of wind breaks. Positive benefits of wind breaks. So this is the wind break. If an intercrop is there, here you find groundnut, for example. This is sunflower. Okay. So how the sunflower acts as wind break in an intercropping, as far as agronomic applications are concerned. Otherwise, 200 or 300 acres of crop is there. A wind break, farmers have gone for wind break in the village, say with some plantation. So what is going to happen? So that is always positive effects are there, even though one or two maybe negative effects are that they are again compensated on the long run by wind breaks. This is the results of research. Now most benefits occur within 10 H on the leeward side. 10 H. If it is 1 meter height, up to 10 meters. Okay, on the leeward side. This is the windward side. This is the leeward side. Most benefits occur up to 10 H. That means if 1 meter height is there of the wind break, 10 meters you get the most benefits. On the leeward side, okay, maximum you will find 3 to 6 H. 3 to 6 meters H, you will definitely find wonderful results, very, very positive results. At the same time, 0 to 3 meters on the windward side. 0 to 3 meters on the windward side. So that much benefit is there. The improvement on crop quality is a major benefit. Crop quality improvement is a major benefit of wind breaks. Say for example, research showed that in sugar beet, there is an increase in the sucrose content. Optimum, nicotine in case of tobacco. So the yield increase of average yield increase because of the wind breaks ranged from 5 to 50%. Imagine 5 to 50%, that much range is there because of the wind breaks. Positive effect. It's not for one crop. Several crops which were studied across the globe. Average 5 to 50% increased yields. First one is quality improvement due to windbreaks. The second one, and the other thing is, okay, some specialty crops like specialty crop in any area, maybe fodder crops, maybe some vegetables grown only in that particular area. Okay, so in most of the cases, the crop quality is directly related to the degree of protection. Most of the quality of any crop grown in that area, it all depends upon the degree of protection from protection for the crops by windbreak. Protection for the crop by windbreaks. That is very interesting. So the crop quality determines finally the price of what the farmer gets. So finally, farmer sweats a lot, invests his money, whatnot, everything. He dedicates himself 24 hours a day, 7 days in a week, 30 days in a month, 365 days. Finally, the price of the produce, what the farmer gets also is improved by the windbreaks. Now, particularly in case of orchards, okay, the microclimate improves the conditions for, this is an interesting thing, for in orchard crops, the microclimate change because of the windbreaks enhances the conditions for pollination and fruit sets in orchard crop, which in turn results in greater yields. Okay, now reductions in wind speed within the orchard. Reductions in the wind speed within the orchards. That's why I am telling wind speed, wind direction. That's why in the last part of today's class, in 2 to 3 minutes from now, I will tell what is windrows and what is the importance of it in the microclimate. So, reductions in the wind speed within the orchard reduce the amount of mechanical damage caused by whipping of leaves, branches, buds, flowers and fruits. Whipping of leaves, branches, buds, flowers and fruits. So, farmer grows a crop for 15 to 20 years in an orchard. Okay, in an orchard. Just a gusty wind, just a high turbulent wind, or during the cyclone, when the cyclone is crossing that area. So, the damage caused is irreparable. 15 to 20 years of his hard work had just gone in just a few hours. If it is gusty winds, even in few, say half an hour to 1 hour. Sometimes, branches are cut like that. So, here, a very, very interesting thing is the windbreaks gives protection to the farmers. In addition, the windbreaks reduce the tree deformation. So, in certain orchards, we go for gap filling, we call it as, where the pedigree of the plant is doubtful. We just remove it and then we go for gap filling in the orchard. So, in such cases, the deformation is a problem. So, windbreaks reduce the deformation and root breakage in the younger plants. Now, for example, in case of winter wheat, oats, rye and everything, okay, they are highly responsive to windbreaks because these are all basically winter crops. In monsoon Asia, we call them as rabi crops, okay. They respond very, very well to windbreaks, protection from the windbreaks. Now, here, the windbreak height and longevity. Windbreak height. It's not just for one season. It's not just for one crop. It's not just for 1 year. So, the longevity and field width and shelter belt orientation. Which is decided by, windrow, that I am going to cover in a half minute from now. So the orientation decides the microclimate of the crop, which is protected by windbreak. Now, here, just I would like to share with you in just a couple of minutes what is windrows and then how it is related to windbreaks. Okay, windrows. This is windbreak and micrometeorology. So, in none of the Western books or European books or American books, you will find windrows mentioned in the micrometeorology. However, Okay, so wind roses have a lot of significance in the monsoon Asia or in South Asia. That's why in South Asian books only you will find a mention of wind roses in micrometeorology, particularly with reference to wind breaks. Just a wind rose. Before that, 2 bits will come. Please write for your academic interest. Please write this bit: patterns of wind speed and direction. Patterns of wind speed and direction is expressed as dash. That is wind roses. This bit will come in the SRF. Take this for granted. Now, the definition of turbulence I have mentioned a few times earlier in my videos which were published. However, with reference to wind break, with reference to wind rose, the turbulence, once again I am trying to enlighten you. Please write, this bit will come in the SRF. Please write. The short-term variation, please write the short-term variation or gustiness. Short-term variation or gustiness of the wind as a function of time. Is known as dash. It is known as turbulence. Now, so what is the turbulence? Okay, the variation in the gustiness, okay, with reference to time is known as turbulence. What is the wind rose? I told several times. A wind rose is the pattern of wind speed and wind direction is represented by wind roses in certain books, certain examples, expressed by or indicated by or you can say depicted by, like that the question will come. That's why I was telling you, on a long term basis in any area, say for example, if you take a 24 hours of day, usually the wind speeds are high in the afternoon or mid-noon to afternoon. They are very low by midnight. This is the pattern. On long term, these changes of a day or a week or month or season or a year changes. So that's why we should construct the wind roses for micrometeorology, particularly for the wind breaks. Now here, okay, the pattern of wind speed and direction are very much useful through wind roses, which are expressed as polar coordinate points. Polar coordinate point. What are polar coordinate points? East, okay, 90 degrees. South, 180. West, okay, 270. North, 360. These are the polar coordinates. In a wind rose, there are altogether 18, of which 16 are polar coordinates. What are the polar coordinates? East, okay, east, south. Okay, if you come to south, west. So if you come to west, north, like that, these again, this east of 90, south of 180, west of 270, and north of 360 are again bifurcated or divided as polar coordinates. Plotting, so we call it a polar coordinate plot. We call it as in the direction of the wind, through which we measure the wind, we indicate the wind direction, and wind speed also we mention in the arms. That's what within half minute I am going to conclude as far as wind roses are concerned. Another important thing is that the length of the lines, of course, how these are constructed. Quickly I will tell in the using, I have already told, just I read for your academic interest. Wind roses are constructed, no need to write because I have already kept one video for this. Now, wind roses are constructed based on daily wind speed and direction data. Okay, wind roses are constructed based on daily wind speed and wind direction data using anemometer for wind speed, wind vane for wind direction. The wind direction can be recorded in 16 directions. There are 2 more directions. What is that? C and V. Calm. C means calm. V means variation. That's what we mentioned here. C, 0.1 I mentioned here. So like that. So to find out the prominent wind direction, in a day, in a week, in a month, in a season or in a year, to find out the prominent wind direction, okay, in a month, okay, or any period, the wind speed and wind direction data of the selected month or selected week or selected day or selected year, we take it. Now, so we calculate the percentage occurrence of each direction and assign a suitable scale in centimeters. Okay, so what we do here, okay, we calculate the percentage of occurrence of that particular wind speed, wind speed 2%, 5%, so that centimeters, we mentioned it like that. Now draw a small circle, okay, around a point which is the location. If it is measured in, okay, say Hyderabad in Telangana, or Bapatla in Andhra Pradesh, or in, okay, Chittagong in Bangladesh, say for example, we mentioned it there, that one. Now using the we use the protractor, okay, protractor, and here mark the angles for which each direction and draw the scaled arms for all the directions. These are called as scaled arms, okay, by using the protractor. Using the protractor in the practicals I have already covered. Again, demonstration also I will do for you. Now wind speed can be shown in inside the scaled arms. These are called scaled arm wind speed, we mentioned it. So these are the wind breaks. Now, so the length of the lines leading to the center of the diagram, okay, indicates the frequency, with the longer lines representing very frequent occurrences. Longer indicate the very frequent occurrences of the wind in that direction. In which direction? Say for example, this is the east, south, west, north. So we get the direction. And wind roses data is important in the, of course, outside agricultural meteorology purposes, in citing the industries which release okay, fumes, which also are aircraft, okay, aerodrome construction also, which are very important. Wind roses also aid in the general analysis of all meteorological, particularly microclimate for the proper field. So that's why. So with the results of the research on wind breaks, very positive. Yields are ranging from 5 to 15%. In case of beets, sugar beet, okay, sucrose content increasing. In case of tobacco, optimum nicotine content. And in case of fruit crops in the orchards, pollination and fruit sets, which will increase the yield. That's what we heard. And what is the importance of wind roses in microclimate? That's why, taking the prominent direction of wind, we can go for fetch selection, so that our measurements are perfect. Thanking you for your patient hearing.